Welcome, you guys. I'm glad to have you. Okay, so we're going to get started today. Let's begin in a seat. So I found this meta prayer from Jack Kornfield that just really resonated with me, especially, we're always being bombarded with just negativity. You can't even turn on the TV without something terrible, especially as of recent, just there's so much violence and us versus them kind of attitude. And so we'll begin with this little intention for our practice today. He says, others will kill, we shall not kill. Thus should we direct our hearts. Others will be cruel, we shall not be cruel. Thus should we redirect our hearts. Others will speak falsely, we will speak what is true. Thus we should direct our hearts. Others will be fraudulent, we shall not be fraudulent. Thus we should direct our heart. Others will be hateful, we will become loving. And thus we shall direct our hearts. Others will be unwise, and we shall become wise. Thus we shall direct our hearts. So may we carry these intentions with courage as a beacon and as medicine, as to a blessing to all we touch. So I just found that just a beautiful way to, remind ourselves that, peace begins with us. So that's exactly the little meditation we're going to take this morning. So what we'll do is we'll put our backs of our hands on our lap. And then you'll go touching, your thumb to each finger, like peace for the first one, begins, middle finger, ring finger, with, and then me. So just for a moment, maybe close your eyes and start to press the thumb to the index. So peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. And just for a few times, maybe 5 to 10, can you repeat 5 times at least? Just start to repeat that in your mind. Next time you finish this little meta prayer, let's go ahead and begin to make our way onto our backs. We're going to start a two-way stretch today. And I'll go ahead and get us all muted. As we begin in a two-way stretch this morning, we're going to start actually with a few things. We'll do a little bit of core work and a little bit of stretch. So the first thing that we're going to do here is starting with a stretch. So let's just hug both knees into the chest, just a little bit of circles with your knees, with your shins. And the next time you breathe in, let's go ahead and let's start with some core. We're going to take our knees, keep them bent. The legs bent. Take your hands behind your head. So we're going to go from exhale, we'll go into a double crunch. And then you'll inhale, lengthen the legs up. And then you'll exhale, reach for the legs as they're straight, and then bend those knees. So double crunch, knees bend, you come into the middle, and then the legs reach up and you touch the legs. So we go to a double crunch, and then the legs up, touch. A double crunch, and the legs up. A double crunch, and the legs up, and a double crunch, legs up. Let's go for about 5 more rounds. 1, 2, knees in, and then legs up. Let's do 2 more. Ooh, I'm starting to feel that. And then crunch it in, and legs up. Once you get that, go ahead and take a two-way stretch. Once we get into a two-way stretch, bring both arms along your sides, put a bend into your knees so your feet are upon your mat. We're going to begin to lift up into a bridge preparation pose. So I want you to possibly draw those arms overhead, a long two-way stretch. As we get into that long two-way stretch in this bridge pose, so I guess I shouldn't say two-way stretch, it's this upper body stretch. As you exhale, lower your bottom down, so just a flowing bridge now. And as you inhale, lift your arms, lift up your butt. So move with your own breath, your own rhythm here. And we practice compassion, peace, kindness with ourselves on the mat. This would be a good place to start. So we'll do about 3 more rounds here. And make sure you really lift up your bottom, lift up your chest every time you come up. It'd be easy just to do it a little bit, not much. So go ahead and do 1 more, but you're going to hold your bridge. And if you could walk your heels towards your butt, maybe you could hold your heels today. You know, we haven't warmed up. This isn't something for everybody, but if this feels all right, take a hold of those heels. And then activate inner thighs. So you want to press down the insides of your feet as if you have your block in between your legs. So just energetically push your shins forward, pull the shoulder blades a little bit more together, lift up your rib cage. Take another breath. Exhale slowly, come down. We're going to make our way onto our forearms, or actually start to come up into a seated pose. And this one will take a little bit. I thought I'd do this now before we warm up and before the arms get tired. So we'll take it's called a tuck touch. Or I'm sorry, it's called a, oh God, I forget what they call it, but basically it's a reverse table. And then I'm taking one leg, left leg lift, right hand to touch. So you could just like lift the legs, you know, one at a time. But if you could, one leg, the opposite hand touches, and then you do the other one. And you got to take your time. It is hard. It's not easy. That's why I'm doing it in the beginning. So we could do this maybe another 1 round on each side. Woo, that one's a tough one. And then just release. Extend your legs forward. Legs come out nice and wide. Just going right in towards the middle today, girls. So let's go ahead and just start to walk your torso, your hands forward as you flex those toes up. You could even take your face into your hands. You could rest yourself on a bolster or a block. We're just going to be here about 1 minute. So taking the time to just pause in the stillness. It's important to give ourselves a spaciousness this morning to be able to create the space between reaction and habit, you know, especially when we get triggered. And we'll just be here about 30 more seconds. So just finding that the heart, you know, really moves forward here. And taking the time as if you're, you know, watching something in nature, and we're all talking about like deer and stuff in the beginning of class. So watch the breath as if you're, you know, watching a horizon of a sun. Just watch the breath internally, feel it move in and out of your body. Maybe you feel the temperature change as it moves in and out of your nose. And then gently we'll start to come up. Let's go ahead and let your legs just windshield wipe 2 or 3 times. And then I'm going to meet you in table cat cow after this. So I'll meet you guys there. The fingers spread wide, you know, we know how to do this. So I'm going to recommend today in your cat cow, you know, the moving side to side and the hips too. So instead of just up and down, maybe you can sway your hips a little bit back and forth as well. So I'll give you about 30 more seconds just to play with this. And try to move the spine in all kinds of ways. Just wiggle out the belly, wiggle out your shoulder blades, your shoulders, the bottom of your rib cage. And then begin to flatten out your spine. Okay, let's curl the toes under. Let's go into a down dog. And just take a few breaths in this first down dog today. Good. And take one more deep breath. Let's go ahead and peek forward, walk or jump to the top of your mat. We're going to come up halfway on the breath. Breathing out, fold forward all the way. Let's just let ourselves hang out here 3 to 5 breaths in any kind of forward fold. So sometimes some of us have a good range of flexibility. You can grab your big toes with your peace fingers for Padangusthasana if you'd like. This might be a little too early for some of us, so that's all right too. Just hold wherever you can. Now on your next breath in, let's go ahead, come all the way to standing. So you're just gonna come up and just reach his arms up to the sky. Interlace the fingers, press your palms up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, round out your back, tuck your chin in. And as you breathe in, lift and rise. Take those hands behind the head, push the back of your head into your hands, just pause there, but don't stick out your butt. Oh, and then exhale, release into a forward fold. We're going to lift up just halfway and then make your way to plank. So we're just taking a typical vinyasa. So lowering down, breathing out. Rolling open cobra or up dog. Exhaling to a down dog. And just take about 3 to 5 breaths here this first time. Good. Take another round of breath. Walk or jump down to the top. Come up halfway, breathe in. And breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, come to standing, arms up. And then exhale, hands to heart. So we'll do 2 more of those sunnies, okay? Inhale, reach your arms up. Interlace the fingers just like we did. Push your palms up towards the sky. And then round it out, pull that belly in. There's Adriana. Inhale, come up. Take those hands behind the head, elbows pull back. And then go ahead, drop those arms. Inhale, lift up halfway, breathe in. Good, step back, plank. We'll take a plank and then we'll lower it down. So you know where to go, up dog and down dog. Table's always a nice option as well. So, and for some of us who haven't maybe started an Ujjayi kind of breath, so remember that's the kind of breathing where it's like you're whispering, the mouth is closed. Very beneficial. All righty, let's take one more deep breath and walk or jump to the top of your mat. Inhaling, lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Let's come up to standing. Inhale, arms come up. And then exhale the hands to the heart. One more, guys. Inhale, arms up. Interlace the fingers, push those palms towards the sky. Round out, round out, round out. Inhale, come up, pull those hands behind the head, pull the chest open. And drop arms, fold forward. You're going to lift up halfway, breathe in. And then we know where to go. Plank, cobra, down dog. All righty. I'm going to be bald with this kitten. I think it's going to rip out all my hair. So, oh well, then I won't have to color my hair anymore. Let's go ahead, take another deep breath. And then from here, walk or jump back to the top of your mat. We'll raise up halfway, breathe in, and then breathe out, fold forward. Let's come to standing, reach those arms all the way up. And then exhale to mountain pose. So the next flow we're going to work on, we're going to go slide right into it. So we will be facing the back of our mat for like one pose. So you won't be there very long. Okay. So just so you know, giving you that forewarning. So breathing in, arms come up overhead. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathe in, come up halfway. Breathe out, fold. Now let's go ahead and standing split, lift your left leg up. So we're just pausing in a standing split. So folding over this right leg, start to lengthen both legs deeply. Swallow, relax the throat, soften your cheeks if you can. Then breathing out, just take a runner's lunge and just drop your left knee down. So we're just going to be here for a few breaths here. Reach those arms up overhead, crescent moon, arms are coming up. And just reach and lengthen with the torso. So maybe the arms come close to, your biceps get close to your ears today. Just kind of hug them in, see what that feels like. And then start to bring your hands together in prayer at your heart center. Heel toe your right foot in towards the middle and then hook that left elbow on or outside of the thigh. And we're going to begin to take a prayer lunge twist off the knee and holding it if we can. So holding this prayer twist off the knee. Now we're only going to be here about 3 more breaths. So if you could take that left elbow, hover it above your thigh about an inch. Yeah. Good. And then slowly go ahead and put both hands down inside of your right leg and drop your back knee down. So about 5 breaths in a baby dragon. So go ahead and drop those forearms down. Make sure the bottom of your right foot is flat upon the mat. So you might have to walk it forward until it is, and maybe more to the right. So just pausing here. You've probably been here about 2 to 3 breaths already. Now, as we begin to breathe in, let's go ahead and keep your hands on the inside of your right foot. But start to straighten your right leg like a half split, but we're going on the inside of your leg. So see what it feels like to fold with your right toes flexing up inside of the leg with that right leg straight, toes flexing up. So we're just going to be here a few breaths. I can feel that a little bit more in my glutes. Now on your next breath, go ahead and walk the hands towards your left. Keep your right leg straight, but pivot it to face the long side of your mat. And come up on your knee, your left knee, and put your arms open to a T. So your right leg is forward, right? Take your right hand down your right leg, left arm over your ear. Just a side body stretch. Let your right ear drop to your right shoulder. Yeah, good, Linda. And then on your next breath, take that left hand down to the floor, to the back of your mat. Lift your right leg up, bend your right knee, take a bind, grab your foot. Good, we'll take about 2 more breaths here. And then just pivot. This is that pose where you're at the back of your mat. Pivot to the back of the mat and plank. Take a cobra and a down dog. You're not going to be in down dog long at the back of your mat. Lift your right leg back up to the sky. So it's your right leg still. And then go ahead and step your right foot forward and come into crescent or warrior 1 facing the back of your mat. So just pausing just a moment, I promise it's not long. And then pivot to the side of your mat into a plie. So pivoting to that left side of your mat there. And then pivot to the front into crescent. So you're back on that left foot now facing the front. Okay, so we're here again. Let's go ahead, take the hands to the mat, step back. You could throw a vinyasa in, or you could just cat-cow it. So I'll meet you in there. Good, take another breath in down dog. And then walk or jump to the top of your mat. When you're there, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Let's come all the way to standing, arms come up. Yes, good. Exhale, the hands to arms to the side. Let's try this again now on the left side. Ready? Arms up on the inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and fold forward. And then lift up halfway just to re-lengthen the spine. Fold forward. On the left foot, you'll stay. Right leg lifts, standing splits. So we're doing the same thing now on the left side. So you could always have a block there underneath your hand instead, or somehow get your hands closer to your left foot. Let's try to lift that right leg. 1 more breath. And then you lunge that leg back. So you're in a runner's like lunge. You're going to go ahead, drop your back knee down. Arms are coming up, straight up, straight up. And use your fingertips to point to the ceiling. Let's even shrug our shoulders to our ears today. So get those shoulders right up so it's not very pretty. I feel like, what is that, E-RYT now or whatever with with the Addams family. So go ahead and switch professor. That's what I feel like right now. As you exhale, drop those arms down. Okay, prayer hands. You're going to take your prayer twist to your left and start to curl the back toes under, come off your back knee. Yes, and use that right elbow just to perhaps kind of twist you without too much, don't force it. And then press that left hand on top of your right hand firmly so you can rotate a little. Hover now the right elbow 1 or 2 inches away from your thigh. Whew. And then place both hands down on the inside of your foot. Drop your back knee down. Baby dragon for about 5 breaths here. So getting our hips and taking around 5 breaths. So feel your breath come in and out slow. We're self-regulating our stress. So just by that simple change of breathing, we do it. start to come to the hands. And begin to extend your left leg forward so your toes flex up. So it's now like half splits folding inside of the leg here. So it does feel, I feel it more towards my glute on this when I do that. Upper hamstring, which is great for getting the, you know, the back loosened up because we're getting the hamstrings. Especially if we're doing yard work this weekend. Let's take another deep breath. Now, on the next time you breathe in, let's go ahead, start to pivot to the right side of your mat. So you're going into that gate pose, arms to a T, right? So I'm on my right shin. Take your left hand down your straight left leg. Make sure your toes face alongside of your mat. Take the right arm over your ear. And then pivot the right hand down to the mat beside you. So you do that like half moon bind. So grab your left foot to your left hand, take a back bend. And then pivot to the back of your mat, taking plank, cobra, down dog. Good. Whew. And then down dog, lift your left leg up. Step your left foot, coming into that crescent warrior, arms up overhead. Yeah, and so we're just there for the breath. Let's go to plie, face the side. Good, and then we're going to go ahead and face the front. Hi, Amy. And then place your hands down to the mat. Let's go ahead, throw in a vinyasa or not. So just meet you in down dog. Oh. All right, down dog, a couple breaths. Let's begin to walk or jump back to the top of your mat. Come up halfway, breathing in. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, come all the way to standing, arms up. Exhale, the arms come down along your sides. So let's go ahead and begin that as a flow. So you know, just a little bit in the mat. So you only miss this flow one time, Amy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's go ahead and try this. Arms up on the inhale. As you exhale, fold in. Let's go ahead, standing split. Let's take our left leg up. Let's say if you feel like a little bit of spice, take 3 curtsy squats. Good. After this 3 curtsy squats, runner's lunge, get real low, drop your back knee down, arms up overhead, arms straight up overhead, crescent moon. Good. And then prayer hands. Let's take a prayer twist to the right. So don't forget, this is one where you stay on the knee or come off of your knee. Try not to dump all of like your weight onto your thigh. Use your muscles. So just maybe, you know, lightly that left elbow is touching your thigh. So on your next breath, let's go ahead, drop that back knee down. And come inside of that leg for baby dragon. So if you feel like Tigger energy, you could take 5 push-ups instead, or stay still for 5 breaths. So just pausing, and we won't be here quite 5 breaths, be 3 to 5. Begin to straighten the right leg, pivot the toes to face up. So you can fold, get really close to the inside of that leg, closer than you think you can. And fold inside the leg, point the toes up. Good. Let's add a little twist open here, right arm to the sky. Plant that hand down, pivot to face the long side of your mat. So you're on your left shin, your right leg remains straight. So gate, right? So arms open to a T, reach as far as you can over your right leg, right hand down it, left arm up over ear, and get a good side body stretch. And then breathe out, the left hand comes down, lift that right leg and grab your right foot. You got it. And then pivot to the back of your mat, plank, cobra, down dog. So lift your right leg again and down dog, facing the back. Step your foot forward, crescent warrior or warrior 1. So just a breath or 2, not long, because I need to see your pretty faces. And then pivot to face the long side of your mat, plie. We get a little lower. Good. And then face the front into crescent. And let's actually go into the lowest. Let's take our hands to our hips so we can concentrate more on the legs. Get as low as you feel like you can and until you're uncomfortable. I'm already there. Oh, so uncomfortable, but you're breathing. Oh, okay, ready? Release. Let's go ahead, place the hands down. Feel free just to come into a forward fold or take a vinyasa. I'm going to leave that up to you. And I'll meet you in a forward fold at the top of your mat. So we come all the way to standing. This is our last time for this flow on this side. So breathe out, big circle, biggest circle you can make with your arms all the way around and down. Lift up halfway and then fold. Let's take our left foot, keep it down, right leg up, right leg up. 3 curtsies if you want to add a little spice. Really lower your butt if you are. And then a runner's lunge, get really low, drop your right knee down, and then go ahead and lengthen that up. Good. And then on your next breath, prayer hands. Start to heel toe that left foot in a little bit. Prayer lunge twist to the left. Good. One more breath. Go ahead, drop your back knee down. Hands come down, baby dragon or 3 to 5 push-ups. I'll give you 3 to 5 breaths to play with. You know, you can go push up, push up, push up. Good, another deep breath. All right, and then straighten your leg and fold inside. So get as close as you can, like you really love that left inner leg here. Can you imagine? Nobody says they love their inner thigh. So imagine you just love this inner leg. All righty, take a twist open here. So left arm floats up. Nice, and then both hands come down. So we're going to pivot to face this right side of our mat, gate pose. Left toes face that long side of your mat, arms 2G, reach over that left leg, right arm over ear. Yep, go ahead and let your left hand slide down if you want. And then take your right hand to the mat, lift that left leg up, take a bind. Perfect. Last time to take a top of a push-up back of your mat, cobra down dog. Last time the left leg lifts up. And bring your left foot forward, crescent or warrior 1. Face the side. Eventually, you can save. Good save, little Paula. And arms up to the sides. Get a little lower. And then last time face the front, and this is that really uncomfortable time, right? Hands to hips. Get really uncomfortable. Fold here. I don't get the giggles. I think it's called no sleep. Take another deep breath. Hey, buddy. And then take your hands down. Take yourself into plank, cobra down dog. Good. And then I'll meet you in table. Okay. So from table, we're going to curl the toes under. Let's go ahead and start to actually keep your feet on the mat. Don't curl your toes under. Sorry. Take your right leg straight back. Take a little yogic push up. Come up. And then tap that right foot forward. Reach the leg back. 3 rounds. Push up. Tap the leg forward. Push up. A lot of these for the triceps today. And then here. Now go ahead and stand on your shins. Both of your shins are coming down, supporting the low back. A camel of some sort. So elbows pull back. I know you guys know what camel is. So take your version. Heels are on your low back. Try to soften the shoulders. Good. And then go ahead and release. Go ahead onto the hands and knees once more. Left leg goes back. A little push up, leg taps forward, and a push up, and a taps forward. We got one more. And then go ahead, stand on the knees. Another camel. Heart opener of some sort, any variation. And then go ahead, release. Let's go ahead and lay on the belly. And bring your right arm forward. Take the left arm, slide it underneath like a close to your chest to the right. Then you're going to take this right arm and stack your arms, like stack those elbows, or maybe, you know, they're just close to each other, and then just come forward into the chin onto your arms for a nice shoulder stretch here. So my arms are just directly underneath you, me, not you. That would be weird. So I have them straight across out to the sides. Yes. And let your chin just kind of rest on the bicep or cheek. If this bothers your shoulders, you could do this seated and just bring the arm across your body. That's another way. And just allow yourself to rest here for about 4 more breaths. Very slowly. Just reach the, oh my gosh, this is hard. Arms forward. Oh, 2-way stretch. Bring your forehead to the ground. Swing those arms back so that the backs of your hands, you're gonna fist bump your low back, And then draw those elbows up and back as you lift up your chest, keep your feet on the mat. So you can, like you're touching your knuckles back there. So my palms are actually facing towards the sky and my elbows are pointing, you know, up towards the sky as well. So it's like wings, trying to pull those elbows back. Keep your feet on the mat. This is like quite a bit. It's hard to talk during this. Good. Exhale, release. And Sphinx pose just for a few breaths. Sphinx or seal, you decide. Seal is the one where you lift the elbows off of the mat and you walk your hands closer. Just be mindful of your low back, how it makes it feel. Most people love that stretch for the low back. For me, it does not serve me. So, all right. So let's go ahead and do the other side with our arms. Take the left arm straight, I believe. Take that right arm first. Oh gosh. And then take the left arm, you know, across. Yes. And go ahead and bring your chin on top or your cheek. And allow yourself just to be still. So today's class, like I guess the overall theme then is for you to be the peacemaker today. No matter what negative energy is being thrown at you today, you won't let yourself slide into that negativity river. You choose peace. Let's take 2 more breaths. Oh, very slowly, take both arms forward and take your forehead to the ground. And this time we're going to puppy dog pose in between. So you're just going to come into table. Did anyone else feel the shoulders today, or is it just me? I don't know. I felt that quite a bit. Hands come forward. Remember, so your hips and your knees are aligned. The forehead goes to a block or the floor. And it's a melting of the heart. It's dramatic child's pose of the melting of the heart, and your hips stay up. Take another breath or two. And then simply come into table. Let's go ahead and curl our toes under, shift your hips up and back, down dog. As we are in our down dog, walk or jump to the top of your mat. And let's go ahead and come up all the way. If you have a block, grab it. I gotta grab mine. I left it. Hold on, give me 1 second. So we're gonna take our block and have one. Go ahead and I like to throw this on in every once in a while. You're going to take your block on all setting or short even on your thigh and place your left elbow upon it. So on your thigh, left elbow, right hand to your hip. So, first we get real low, we just like, be a show off here. You're like, this is so easy. Okay, just pause. This was actually kind of hard. But you guys look good doing it. All right, so we can start pretending like we're comfortable. Let's take the left knee and lift it up. Left knee and lift it up. Oh, I'm still holding my face. Like, you don't have to do that. But if you want, it looks kind of cool. And then let's see if we can just take our leg out to the side like it's no big deal. And then take this leg forward. And let's go ahead and extend the leg forward. Oh boy, this is not easy. Good, take another deep breath. And then take yourself into a lunge, put that block down. Oh, actually, let's hang on to it. Let's do this. Hold the block, it's short ends, okay. I want you to push the block forward and like, as you push it, it's like you're smashing it against the wall, you're taking your shoulder blades apart. And then when you come up, take the block behind the head and push the head into the block. Lift up your head. Push it forward. And then come back and back of the head, open up the chest. Let's do one more of this. Push it forward, push, push, push. And then take the block behind the head and open up that chest. So on your next breath, let's go ahead, drop that block down. Let's go into a warrior 2. Now, this is something I think we did on Wednesday for our neck. So the right arm is going to stay forward. Take that left hand, just place it over your head, gently on your right cheek. Gentle, not pulling, but just resting the head. And extend through your right arm. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath here. And so left ear goes to that left bicep, and you're actually kind of facing the long side of your mat with your eye. And then just simply release. So straighten our front knee. Triangle over your right leg, left arm up. And today, to get a neck stretch again, take that left arm parallel to the ground. So instead of like the normal triangle where it's up, and then drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Ooh. Good, nice. Use your neck, come back up to neutral and hands at heart. Pivot to face the long side of your mat, just briefly a side lunge into the right knee. And then pivot your toes of your right foot to face forward. A bent knee triangle. Slide your right hand down the inside of your right ankle. Pull the left arm to the ceiling. So if we can't hold the ankle, that's not a big deal. Hold maybe mid-calf or take your forearm on your right thigh. Palm of your right hand is soft. Good, gaze down, hands come down. Surround the right foot, take yourself into either table cat-cow or a vinyasa. Couple breaths in down dog or table. Let's go ahead from here, walk or jump to the top of our mats. Coming up halfway. Exhale, fold and grab that block to come along with in this next little part. So over time myself and like I'm cool. Okay. So the block is on your right thigh. Is that right? Yeah. Elbow on it. Board look. Sit down. Thanks, baby. Come on, Adriana, don't look that bored. Got a couple more breaths. Okay, we're ready. All right, so left hand to the hip. Maybe you stay here with the hand today. Maybe you don't. You don't stress your neck. Good. Good. And then maybe go out to the side. Wow, you guys have it. Good. And then come back to center. Hold that leg forward. Hold, breathe. You guys are awesome. Good. Reach a little higher. And then keep a block in your hand. Go ahead and lunge that right leg back. Bring the block forward. And so when I say protract away from the spine, is you're bringing the muscles of the shoulder blades away from the spine. And then when we come up and then pull the chest, we're pulling the low belly too. So 3 times, make it happen. Take that last one, and then you'll go ahead and put the block down for your warrior 2. Just gonna turn around so I face you. So I'm opposite direction as I'm facing, guys. So the left arm remains straight. Use the energy to really pull that arm straight. Take the right hand across the head and just draw your right ear to the right side. And again, you're not forcing the head, it's just resting there. Good. Releasing that arms to T, straighten your front knee. Extend for triangle over your left leg. Right arm goes up to begin. But then we'll let the right arm like go parallel to the ground, palm is facing the ground. Then let your left ear drop to your left shoulder. Good. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale, come up, arms to T, through the face alongside your mat, prayer hands. So you're side lunging into your left knee. So back at that front of your mat. And then pivot that left foot to face that short end of your mat for a bent knee triangle. Slide that left hand down your left leg, right arm straight up. Or, you know, it doesn't have to match to this side. For this side, I feel a little stressed to have my hand at my ankle. So, you know, discern your own pose. Wow, Amy, come back. Come back, Amy. Oh my gosh, I felt like I was just about to fall myself. Oh my gosh, I think I'm all right, release. So let's go ahead and bring our hands down to the ground. Wow, I'm sweating. All right, hands down, knees down, chest, chin, full plank, lower, up dog and down dog. Okay, take another deep breath. Let's get back to the top of our mat, girls. Come up all the way. Because let's do it. I think we can flip in one more and be done, and we'll just go to the floor. Sorry. Let's see, Paul. I can't tell Paula what you're thinking, Denal. All right, summer's coming. We're gonna be in shorts, so that's what I'm thinking. You ready? I'm vain. Block, left leg, left elbow, forward, right hand to hip. Ready? Okay, let's try it. So boring, so boring. Take this leg to the side. Let's see if we can hold this to the side. Let's really energize, pull the glute. You know, you want to squeeze the glute on your left side. So 5, let's see if we can straighten the leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come back to center and then take this leg forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab your block in both hands. Crescent warrior, face the front. Reaching the block forward, round out, tuck your chin in. Inhale, lift chest, open up the chest. So 2 more at your pace. Good. And then you'll go to warrior 2. Put your block down. In warrior 2, the left hand reaches up. We can pull the straight on top of the head. Just a gentle resting here. Release, arms through T, straighten your front knee. And then extend over your right leg for triangle. In this triangle, let the left hand float parallel to the ground, palm facing sky, drop right ear to right shoulder. Perfect. Come up, arms to a T. Pivot to face alongside your mat, prayer hands side lunge into the right knee just for a breath or two. And then bent knee triangle. You got to pivot the foundation, the right foot forward, left arm up. Beautiful poses, guys. Nice, Amy. Exhale, the hands come down. Throw a vinyasa in or literally just stand, you pick. Okay, and then grab your block. Good, nice. Okay, ready? Let's finish it. Block, right thigh, left hand and hip, elbow, board. Okay. Come up, 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 up. So remember, just do some breathing here. Maybe the leg extend. You want to start here instead of out to the side. Whew. I'm going to bend back into my knee. Take the leg out to the side. This could be enough, or tears. Oh gosh, that's hard. Come back to center, and then go into a crescent warrior. Keep the block in your hands. Okay, and then push it away. And take it behind the head. Pull elbows back. 2 more. And then after that, warrior 2. From the warrior 2, the right hand lifts off, and then right ear to right shoulder, left arm is forward. And then straighten the front knee, arms to T. Take your triangle over your left leg. But then take that right arm parallel to the ground, palm facing down, left ear to left shoulder, a couple breaths. Go ahead, face the side of your mat, prayer hands. Side lunge, left knee, just for a breath. And then bent knee triangle, pivot the left foot so it faces forward. And again, I have to take a variation of that today. And then I'll meet you in a down dog or seated. Go ahead and begin to, lay down eventually. We did it. We did it. All right, take yourself down, all the way down. Going to do thread the needle for our legs today. Okay, and then cross the left ankle over your right thigh. And from here, hold the back of your right thigh or your shin. And maybe while you're here, just think of a few things that make you, since it's about being a beacon of peace, think of a few things that make you feel peaceful. What is it that you need to do to feel peaceful? What are some things that bring you joy? And then let your right foot go down upon the mat. So if you want to do twisted root, or you could, just keep the legs as they are. So you drop them over to your right, turn your head to the left. And slowly come right back to center. Place both feet upon the mat. Let's go into our inversion in between times. So legs either just straight up, or you could float today. You could do your shoulder stand, headstand if you want. You could put your legs against the wall. And then gently begin to come out of your pose into a pose of choice, bridge, fish, or wheel, before we do our thread the needle on the other side. Bridge, fish, or wheel. Slowly lower down. Placing the feet upon the mat, we'll do the thread the needle on our other side here. So crossing the right ankle over your left thigh, holding the back of your left thigh or the front of the shin. And don't forget to flex your feet flat. Take some deep mindful breaths still here. We still have a few minutes on our mat. So use this time to train the breath, to train the mind, to be a little disciplined. Lord knows it won't be most of the day. But the more we practice, the more easy it is. And the more we practice being kind, the easier it is. Take the left foot down, arms open to a T, and finally lower those legs to the left. Picking up your head, you could turn it to the right. I do recommend softening the hands. Soften the space at the eyebrows. My teacher, Alan Harris, would, always say, like, imagine breathing in through your pores and breathing out your pores, really getting in a lot of energy, breath, calmness. Slowly, let's go ahead and lay back onto our backs. You might even actually, just for a moment, bring the knees into the chest to create a little ball. If you want to hold your breath even, do that. And when you can't hold your breath in any longer, just release into Shavasana. And I'll give you about a minute. Take the next few breaths to awaken the body. Start to move the hands, the fingers, the toes, the ankles, to eventually stretching your arms overhead. Let's take a breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. And take the next few breaths to come up to a seat. Just, take your time. Pema Chodron once said, inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions. So may we continue to redirect our hearts. The light in me, also light in you. Namaste. Thank you. thanks for hanging out today. I appreciate it.